The wedding invitations had already been sent out. The honeymoon reservations were confirmed. And our relatives were debating floral arrangements, rather than questioning if the ceremony would take place at all. Then my fiancée looked straight at me, removed her engagement ring, and spoke words that still ring in my ears. I cannot build a future with a man who repairs other people's aircraft. At first I assumed she was teasing. She was not. She set the ring down on the kitchen counter. Then she smiled, not from sorrow, but from clear relief. You are a decent person, Qley, yet I am entitled to someone who has truly made it. She picked up her expensive suitcase, left our shared apartment, and shut the door hard behind her. 3 months afterward, she showed up at a private airfield, hoping to impress the billionaire head of America's most rapidly expanding aviation firm. She had no clue. The man descending from the aircraft was me. My name is Qley Voss. I am 34 years old. Nearly everyone believed I was simply an airplane mechanic. In a technical sense, they were correct. I genuinely enjoyed working on engines. I continued to wear grease-marked gloves and still slid beneath planes myself. What almost no one realized was that my grandfather had not merely handed me a repair business. He had transferred ownership, 42% of Etherwing Aviation. The directors urged me to behave like a billionaire. I chose coveralls instead. Wealth never impressed me. Aircraft did. That is how I first encountered my fiancée, Seraphine Vale. She worked in high-end event marketing. Attractive, witty, driven. For years she enjoyed telling others, my fiancé actually works around airplanes. Everything shifted after she received a promotion. Suddenly every discussion centered on finances. Designer timepieces, holiday residences, exclusive clubs, corporate titles. One evening she casually inquired, "Do you ever wish your career were larger?" I answered with a smile, "I'm already doing precisely what I care about." She did not return the smile. Over the following months the comparisons began. My supervisor just purchased a yacht. At the beginning I dismissed them. Then she crossed paths with someone, Ronan Ashcroft, a venture capitalist. Impeccable suits, fast cars, feature articles. She mentioned him constantly. Ronan claims successful people think in different ways. Ronan possesses 3 luxury apartments. Ronan travels by private jet. I trusted her. Until the evening she returned home late. She offered no apology. She simply sat and calmly took off her engagement ring. I have been reflecting. Whenever anyone begins with those words, nothing positive follows. I cannot marry a mechanic. Quiet, I require someone who aligns with the future I want. I looked at her. What altered? She turned away. I altered. Then came the statement that ended 4 years together. I deserve a partner who is genuinely successful. She departed, without tears, without a backward glance. The apartment grew painfully silent. Every space recalled plans that would never materialize. Friends telephoned. Relatives expressed concern. I answered no one. Instead, I immersed myself in the work. 3 weeks later, the Etherwing board contacted me. Our founder is stepping down. We want you to serve as executive chairman. I accepted. Not because of Seraphine, because the moment had arrived. The former repair facilities expanded. We purchased 2 regional aviation firms. Secured agreements with major Fortune 500 companies. Operations surged. Ironically, I still spent Fridays repairing engines, the sole difference. Now the enterprise belonged to thousands of staff members, and I happened to guide it. 3 months afterward, Seraphine's firm secured its largest client ever, Etherwing Aviation. She was thrilled. Her superior cautioned the entire team. The chairman prizes professionalism. No errors. She devoted days to preparation, tailored suit, polished presentation, flawless remarks. The appointment was set inside our newest executive hangar. She entered with confidence. Staff stood along both walls. Then an announcement came. Chairman Voss has arrived. The massive hangar doors gradually parted. A silver Gulfstream taxied inside. The steps descended. I emerged. Wearing the identical Navy work jacket I had always preferred, the room rose. Every executive greeted me. "Good morning, Mr. Voss." I scanned the space. Seraphine's presentation binder slipped from her grasp. She whispered no. She truly believed she was imagining it. The meeting ran 45 minutes. I addressed her exactly as I did everyone else. Courteous, professional, nothing further. When it concluded, she asked softly, "May we speak?" Against my wiser instincts, I consented. We stepped outside. The runway extended toward the evening light. At last she spoke. "Why did you never reveal it?" I gazed at the aircraft. "I did." She frowned. "No, you said you were a mechanic." "I am." "You never mentioned you owned the company. You never inquired." Quiet, then tears. "I believed you lacked drive." I smiled with quiet regret. I never lacked drive. I simply never required recognition. She began to weep. I committed the greatest error of my life. For the first time, I accepted that she meant it. "I loved you." I gently stopped her. "You loved the image of me you created, not the person standing next to you." She had no reply. 6 months later, life appeared entirely different. The company continued to prosper. I launched a scholarship initiative for young aircraft mechanics. One afternoon during a graduation event, I encountered someone, Aloan Sloan, an aerospace engineer. She showed no interest in the private jet. She wanted to examine the engine. We talked for an hour about aircraft designs, no questions concerning wealth, no concern for titles. Only genuine curiosity, sincerity, and shared laughter. For the first time in years, everything felt natural again. Almost a year afterward, Aloan and I attended an aviation charity banquet. Across the hall, I noticed Seraphine. She regarded us, then offered a quiet smile. Sadness showed in her eyes, yet no resentment. She approached. I learned about the scholarship program. "It is remarkable, thank you." She glanced at Aloan, then returned to me. "I am truly glad you found someone who recognizes you." I nodded. "I hope you discover that as well." She smiled gently. I spent years pursuing impressive individuals. I neglected to appreciate impressive character. We shook hands. That was all. No dramatic reunion. No second opportunity. Certain stories do not conclude with reconciliation. Certain stories conclude with finally recognizing your own value. And occasionally that proves the most satisfying conclusion of all.